Anthem of the 2000s, because that was Simple Plan. Wait, shut up. But you know what we're going to do here? We're not going to do that. We're going to be talking to you because today on What Matters, we are talking about making and keeping our new resolutions. We've got our guest in the studio today, Jespuvan Singh, who's a training consultant. Welcome to the studio, Jess. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good, KG.
You're good. You're great. Right. Great. So this is a very interesting topic for me because I have trouble, keeping my resolutions. Actually, I don't have trouble making them. I have major trouble keeping my resolutions. I gotta put it out there. It took me. I'm still not done with my resolution from 2012. So that's
2012.
Yeah, that was 12 years ago. Right. So today there's a lot we're going to be talking about, and you are a training consultant. You are also a motivational speaker. So I believe that you would be someone that is very, very apt in telling us how we can do this, right? Mm-hmm. So we start off with this one, Jess. As a motivational speaker, how do you recommend selecting meaningful and achievable resolutions?
That's interesting. So now, being a motivational speaker, all I need to do is speak and people get motivated and their resolutions are achieved.
All right?
Yeah. I mean, jokes aside, actually, when you're talking about resolutions, the key word here is meaningful. Mm-hmm. So always look for what is meaningful for you. Okay. So, for example, this year, 2024, if you're thinking about making a New Year's resolution, think about what was meaningful last year. So in there, when you think about those something that's meaningful, you got to go through what we call the 3-step process. So in this 3-step process, step 1 would be to review. Review means look back and think about what are some of the areas that you want to focus on, some of the areas that you think that might need progress, right? So step 1 would be review. Step 2 would be to prioritize. So in all the things that you want to improve, think about 1 to 2 things that you like to prioritize. So most of the time, people, when they want to prioritize, something that they always look forward for is something that's health related, right? So maybe, for example, they want to lose weight, they want to look better. Losing weight seems to be everybody's agenda.
That's my 12-year plan. Still not done.
Hey, you know what, KG, you're not alone. You see, the thing about New Year's resolution is that it's the same resolution over years.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's something about New Year's resolution. So we're talking about step 2, prioritize, and step 3 would be to plan. So for example, if you want to lose weight, then you got to plan. So you got to plan how much weight you want to lose, how long you're going to take, etc. So 3-step process: review, prioritize, and plan.
Okay, so it's review, prioritize, and plan. Review what you did last year, prioritize what needs to be done, and plan how you're going to get it done.
Exactly.
All right. That is interesting because most of the time we come up with resolutions, right? We just have, you know what, I'm going to lose weight. And that's it. It's just a single sentence in your head. You don't actually have a proper plan to it. And as you say, if you plan to fail, you fail to plan, right? Hey, wait, correct, the other way around. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. All right. So, of course, Jess, what factors should one consider when they're setting their goals for the upcoming year? What are some of the factors there?
Good question there, KG. So I would say there are 5 very important factors that contributes to a success of any plan. And this is something where we all know of. So it's a good reminder. It's what we call the SMART acronym. So SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Okay. Right? So SMART acronym. Now, whenever it comes to resolution goals, we're all very familiar with this. However, there's many, I would say, different definitions. So this is something that I always use. S, specific. M would be measurable. A would be achievable. M, S-M-A-R, R would be result-oriented. And T would be time-bound. Now, let's quickly go through this, yeah?
Okay.
So, S, it's very important for you to be specific. Clarity is power. So, you got to be very clear. So, for example, let's compare. If you want to lose weight, compare that to being specific. I want to lose 5 kgs. So you've got numbers there. When you're specific, you're clear, it's easy to achieve, right? So specific and measurable. So if you want to lose 5 kgs, then you got to ask yourself how long you're going to take. So for example, if you're going to lose 5 kgs, and let's say if you lose 2 kgs per month, okay, that is going to take about 2.5, 3 months, right? So measure. A would be achievable. So achievable is that when you plan a goal, you must know that what are some of the obstacles that you will face, to hinder progress. So for example, let's say you have a weight loss goal for 2024. You want to lose 5 kgs. And then month 1 seems to be okay. Month 2 is Chinese New Year.
Oh my God, Chinese New Year and the food during that time.
So all makan, we Malaysians, we love our makan.
Definitely. I mean,
Right?
Too many festivals.
Too many
make makan.
festivals, exactly. So that is going to sidetrack you.
Yes.
So then now it's not achievable, right? So here comes the element of flexibility. So which means that if you cannot stick to 2.5 months, do you want to give yourself 3 months then to achieve it?
A bit of a buffer.
A bit of a buffer. And then R. Now, this is a very important element, results. Why? I believe results is one of the most important factor to stay motivated. Now, what motivates you is to see results. Most of the time, people are busy activity-centered. Oh, I'm busy doing this, I'm busy doing that, I'm busy running on the treadmill, I'm busy exercising, but I'm not achieving the results. If you're not going to achieve the results, there will be no motivation.
That's true.
Yeah. And then finally, T would be time-bound. So time-bound would be to track and track your progress. So for example, the first month, how you doing? Second month, how you doing? And how would you know if you would have achieved it? So there you go, the SMART goal.
All right. So it's E. Once you manage to put it in within this particular, I guess we call it parameters. So it's much more easier to be able to achieve that. It's good to have them written down, like, this is what I want to do and all of that.
Correct, yes.
All right, so what advice do you have for those who actually did the work, but then they keep on facing obstacles and setbacks? So what would your advice be for them?
All right, so if you continuously face setbacks, that is normal. Okay, so nothing would be 100% guaranteed. Everything is smooth sailing. There will always be setback. Now, if you've got setback, it's okay. What I would strongly suggest is to strengthen the discipline muscle.
That one very tough.
Right?
Yeah.
Discipline muscle. And here is something that I've seen worked over and over again. Discipline is exactly like a muscle. You cannot, if you go to the gym, there is no way first day you get to the gym and you can bench press 100 kgs. No way that's going to happen.
No way. Yeah.
So how will it happen is you first, get on the bench and probably do with, just the bar alone.
Yeah.
Get the right technique. And then from there, gradually you add the weights. And as you add the weights, you will progress. And that's how you become stronger over time. And that's how you demand more on yourself. So similar with anything that you want to achieve. Similar with weight loss. Similar with career planning. Any goals that you have, build that discipline muscle. Go take one step at a time. Have small wins. Gradual small wins builds that discipline muscle. When you build that discipline muscle, that's when you realize that you can overcome the obstacle.
All right.
Yeah.
I understand, Jess. All right. So what we're going to do right now is going to be taking a short break. And also, if you guys do have any questions, you can send them to our Facebook Live, which is currently going on. We'll be more than happy to pass them on to Mr. Jess, who is in the studio with us today. He's a training consultant. We are talking about making and keeping a resolution, something that I believe that I'm not the only one facing problems with. Because I'll be very honest, I was supposed to start working out yesterday, and I did. This morning, I couldn't wake up. So I have to do it later. So, see, things like that can go wrong, right? But then, small wins for the win. Right now, though, we're going to be listening to some music. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. Wednesday, the 3rd of January 2024. My, time flies. We are talking about making and keeping new resolutions today with our guest, Jess, who's in the studio. He's a training consultant as well as a motivational speaker. Now, Jess, a lot of individuals, they have the fear of failure, right? Especially when it comes to making resolutions. How can they overcome that?
Okay, so this is going to be a change in belief system. I believe there's no such thing as failure. All right, so this is interesting. There's no failure, only feedback. All right, so there's no failure, only feedback. So for example, let's go back to that weight loss goal thing. So let's say our aim is to lose that 5 kgs in 2.5 months. Let's say if you take 4 months, does that mean that you fail? No. It means the body is giving you feedback, which means it requires more time. So there needs to be a shift in the way we think. There is no failure. Failure means you didn't try, you didn't do it. That would be failure. But as long as you did it, it's not failure, it's feedback. Yeah.
All right, so take it as a feedback. And how important is it to have a detailed plan for achieving resolutions? And I think we already touched about how you can go creating one because you said use the SMART system, right?
Yes.
But how important is it compared to not having a detailed plan?
Okay, so having a detailed plan is definitely helpful. When you have a detailed plan, something else you need to do is to schedule it. What gets scheduled gets done. So for example, let's say after work, you want to go back home and you schedule 6:30 to 7 o'clock, 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., you want to go for a run, half an hour run. Now, if you don't schedule it, what's going to happen is when you go back home, other urgent matters is going to pop up and you're going to be, you're going to conveniently forget. And then along the way, when you see your watch, it's already 6:45. Never mind, do it tomorrow. So what gets scheduled gets done. So scheduling it's important. However, from my practice of helping many individuals, I discovered that scheduling alone is not the key here. The secret is something what we call sensory acuity. Sensory acuity means you need to be acutely sensitive with progress. So for example, see how your body is taking it. Listen to your body. If you feel that you're doing too much, then relax in the next workout. If you realize that you're not doing enough, push more in the next workout. So that is something which is key. So sensory acuity, that is very important.
Wow. Sensory acuity. All right. So, and of course, when we spoke about creating one detailed plan, the SMART system is what comes into play.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So how about breaking larger resolutions into small manageable tasks? If so, how would one do it? So maybe you could give us examples.
So it's very important that whenever you have whatever goal, no matter how big, how small, you gotta break it down. Okay? Break it down to something that's doable. Now, for example, whenever somebody has got a goal, most of the time, they're very gung-ho because, it's that high emotional state. Okay, I want to do this and that. And most of the time, it's not sustainable because they will tend to do things that is out of the way. So, for example, okay, I want to lose weight. I want to go to a gym, but the drive to the gym is about an hour away. Okay, so what's going to happen is, so you're doing something out of the way. All right, so what's going to happen is day 1, you're going to be good. Day 2 is going to be good. Day 3, heavy rain, you're not going to go.
Yeah, and now it's heavy rain every day.
And it's raining every day. Yeah. So then what's going to happen is a slight little thought is going to come to your mind, say, today take a break. God asks us to take a break.
Yeah. God, divine intervention.
Divine intervention, take a break. So that's why God sent rain.
Yeah.
Okay, so today it's God sent rain. Tomorrow our brain will say, don't go.
Yeah.
Right? So then, why? It's because it's too much of an effort to drive an hour away just for a 30 minutes workout. So my suggestion will always be do something along the way. So for example, so you wanna start exercising. Right? Do something small that's along the way. For example, park your car a little bit further. Get your legs to move a little bit. When you go to the shopping mall, park it a little bit further. When you reach back home, park your car and go for a 10 minutes walk. During lunch break, go for a short walking break. Do something that's along the way. When you do something along the way, the momentum will give you the courage to do more. So that's what something where we need to understand. Do something that's along the way, not out of the way.
All right. That is very, very interesting to hear. And all right, so now how can individuals build a support system to help them stay accountable to their resolutions?
Okay, I really like this question. We become the people that we mix with.
That is true.
Right? We become the people that we mix with. If you're going to be with food lovers, you're going to love food.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yes. If you're going to be with runners,
You're gonna
you're
become a
eventually
runner.
going to be a runner. So, joining a community. So, the key word here is community. Okay? Join a community. It could be a community of runners. Okay? It could be a community of cyclists. Or it could be, a group of people that is in your local gym. Join them. Why? They are going to push you. Their standards are high, and they're going to push you to reach that standard. Right? So that's how you will see progress very quickly.
Absolutely. Have people that you can become answerable to as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes. If you cannot find anyone, find your mother. Definitely can. Mothers always question you. Well, anyways, right now we are talking to Mr. Jess, who's a training consultant. We are talking about making and keeping new resolutions. If you do have questions, do send them to our Facebook Live, which is currently going on. We will be more than happy to field them, especially if they're pertinent to the current interview. And right now we're going to be listening to a song. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're currently listening to What Matters on TRAXXfm. Back to what matters. We're talking about making and keeping our New Year's resolutions, and we're talking to Jess, who's a training consultant as well as a motivational speaker. Right, so Jess, how can one stay motivated throughout the year, especially as the initial excitement or setting up the resolutions fade? Over time, everything fades, right?
Yes, everything will fade. The initial momentum that will fade. Sometimes you don't get the results. So something that I see works over and over again, excuse me, is progress. So you need progress. So for example, let's go back to that 5 kg thing, right? So you hit your 5 kgs. What's next? Okay, so then maybe you want to lose another 5 kgs. So you lose that 5 kgs. What's next? So the key question here is progress. Once you're happy with it, and then you go back to your old lifestyle again, that's where you're not going to see any results. Now, let me share with you one example. So this is from a participant of mine. So it's a lady. So she first wanted to lose weight. I think she wanted to lose 10 kgs, right? So she lost that 10 kgs, and then from there she decided to lose another 5 kg. All right, so in total 15 kgs. And as a result of that, she became good at running. And after losing the second part, that 5 kgs, she decided to be a runner. And then from there, now she's a marathon runner. You see? So the secret here is progress. Don't stop. So once you've done with one goal, go with the next one. Then go with the next one. Then go with the next one. That's when you see that you'll never look back.
Absolutely. Find something new to keep you excited as we continuously move on. Right, so are there specific techniques or practices that can help individuals stay focused on their goals? Is there?
Okay, so if you want to stay focused, my suggestion is always to push yourself. Okay, a goal must be motivating.
Yeah.
And let's say, for example, if that 5 kgs is not going to be motivating for you, what's going to happen is you're going to be gung-ho for day 1, day 2, you're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's got to be reasonably demanding on yourself, so then you're going to push yourself. So if it's not going to push, if the goal is not going to push you, then you realize that you're not going to do it. Yeah
Absolutely. And how can resolutions be transformed into sustainable long-term lifestyle changes? How does that work?
Okay, so I think the key word here is this thing called transform. Now, let me just share with you why certain people, when they go through a resolution, they change, while some don't. Okay, now there are 3 levels here. Level 1 would be a behavior change. Level 2 would be a belief change. And level 3 would be an identity change. So there are 3 different levels of change here. So for example, let's say we're on a weight loss goal, okay, and we're just stage 1 behavior change, where we're adding a little bit more vegetables into our diet, and we're beginning to exercise. Okay, but we still love our chocolate.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay? And then what's going to happen is you go to a grocery store, and then you go to the counter, you see a bar of chocolate there. What's going to happen is you're going to grab that chocolate. Why? It's still at the behavior level, and you're going to justify and say that, today I'm going to reward myself. So you're going to get that bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
Why? Because the changes is still at the behavior level. Now, if you continuously work out, you continuously, eat right, and over a period of time, there will be a belief change. There will be a shift in the way you think. For example, because of the results that you're seeing, you notice that exercise increases your energy level. Exercise makes you healthy. So sooner or later, it's going to go to your thinking brain, and it's going to change the belief system. And now you believe that exercise makes you healthy, improves your energy level. And now when you see that same bar of chocolate, now you've got an option whether to take or not to take. But the real shift comes when it's an identity change, when you change the label that you have for yourself. So for example, because you've been working out over a period of time and you love the results, you're going to change the label, and you're going to relabel yourself to, example, I am healthy, I'm a runner, I eat right. When you change that label, the next time you see the bar of chocolate, you're not going to be tempted to take the bar of chocolate. Why? Because it's an identity shift. So why things are sustainable is because there's change in identity. Why it's not? Because changes are still at the behavior level.
And this, of course, takes time.
It does take time. It does take time, and you need results. Remember we talked about results? You need results. And that's why the fastest way to get the result is go and join a community. So we talked about that as well. Join a group of people who can give you the results and give you the results fast.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I like this the most: behavior, belief, and identity, because I think it represents that, why some resolutions fail, because people, they always let go of behavior itself, or they don't even come to believe.
That's right.
All right. Now that's an eye opener right there. Now we are actually at the end of our interview for today, Jess. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. But before we let you go, one more question for you: are there any specific habits or routines that can support ongoing personal development beyond the initial resolution period?
Yes, 3 words. Just do it.
Just do it. Sounds like a tagline.
Yeah. We've heard the tagline somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah,
we're not going to say where, but somewhere. Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Thinking about it is good. Planning is good, but all planning, no action, nothing is going to happen.
Absolutely.
I think a wise man said, knowing but not doing equals not knowing. Okay, so knowing but not doing equals not knowing. So it's not about you knowing, it's about you doing. Okay, no matter how small steps you take, okay, take that steps, because that will lead you to your goal, to your resolution.
Yes. Do or do not, there is no try.
Exactly.
All right. So thank you so much, Jess. It's been
Thank you, KG.
absolute pleasure talking to you. I'm pretty sure that our listeners have gained quite a lot from this, especially those who have come up with resolutions this year. Now, I personally, I did learn a couple of things right here. And with that, I think it's about time that we say thank you to you, and we hope to have you again.
Thank you.
All right, so that was What Matters, and we spoke about making and keeping new resolutions. You can find podcasts of this, as well as our YouTube link, as well as our Facebook link. If you want to listen to it again, just find TRAXXfm on those respective social medias. And with that, I am going to be playing you guys some music. I'll be back in the next hour at 12. It's going to be Mr. Peter Carlos Cito with the news. Don't go anywhere.